Welcome to the Awakened Healer podcast. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. I'm an ordained Christian minister, international intuitive healer, healer trainer, speaker, and retreat facilitator. On the Awakened Healer podcast, myself and a wide variety of fascinating guests will share our gifts and divine experiences. I won't shy away from diving deep and asking big questions during these conversations. In turn, we will open up and share our deepest thoughts on spirituality, angels, intuitive development, crystals, healing of all kinds, and how bridging ancient wisdom with modern science can bring you to a deep and profound healing in every area of your life. Welcome to the Awakened Healer podcast. I'm your host, Mary Beth Vanderlinden. The Awakened Healer podcast is all about healing, and as we talked about before, healing can come in so many different ways, but there's one steadfast rule for all of you, and Spirit's really been bringing that up to me lately, and so I wanted to bring it to you. So honor, integrity, and being trustworthy all fall into place once you remember who you are. This all has to do with identifying your core values, your core beliefs, those ideals that are so important to you that you would be, in the position where you would just defend them at all costs. Those are your core beliefs. So these are really you at your core. And once you know who you truly are and what you stand for, you can't go back. It just period. You can't go back. Once you know, you know. And normally people, like if anything comes up against their core beliefs, that's when they really get in their mama tiger mode type, if you want to call it that. But that knowledge stays in the forefront of your mind, and red flags pop up anytime you step outside the boundaries of your truth. So you really want to be aware and just kind of be watching for that, because you do get signals to rein it in and bring it back to who you truly are. Your core values and beliefs are what you automatically weigh everything against. Like every comment that's made, every news article you see, every conversation that you're in, you're automatically always weighing those things against your core beliefs. Your choices comprise your personal sphere of integrity, and you alone are responsible for that sphere. Others will inevitably give their input, but you can choose to accept or reject any ideas, beliefs, commands, paradigms, reality, or statements that are presented to you. You're always weighing those things against your core beliefs. And you always have free will or free choice, as long as you stay in alignment with your personal sphere of integrity. You retain your honor. And there's an exercise that will really help you align with your true essence. We're going to take a moment and do this exercise, and it will assist you in the process. So some of you may be saying well, I don't know, what are my core beliefs? But as you do this exercise, they'll come to you, they'll stand out, and you'll want to see what your top ones are. Some of you, I know, because I know some of you that listen to the podcast every week, and you've been clients of mine and have had core belief work done. Some of you are carrying core beliefs that don't serve you. And so, you want to keep that in mind too, which of these core beliefs really serve my highest good? Because some core beliefs come from others, from your parents all through your lifetime, or teachers or friends. So you really want to look at which ones are your core beliefs. And I'm going to pause for a moment so you can get a piece of paper and a pen. Or I always recommend you have your journal and a pen on every call you get on, whether it's the podcast, a class you're taking. It's just a good idea to have that pen and your journal there so you can jot down the things that really resonate with you and keep track of them. So go ahead, get a pen and get a piece of paper or get your journal. We're going to pause just for a moment. And we're going to get started. You can always put the podcast on pause so that you can go get those things and then just turn it back on again. And really make this a spiritual exercise. Shut off all your devices, close the door if there's other people in the household. Do what you can to not be disturbed. And if you have a sacred space where you meditate, you could do this in that sacred space. Really go deep. Be present and honest with yourself. And you want to start by making a list of the values and beliefs that are the base for your truth. Those things that are a deal breaker, that you stand for at all costs. Just keep writing as different ones come to mind. What do you stand for? What are the most important things to you? What are your beliefs? Just keep jotting down everything that comes to mind. And again, you can put this on pause and really give yourself 5-10 minutes to really sit with this and just repeat the question to yourself. What do I believe in? What do I stand for? And once you've put it on pause and gone through the exercise, I would give yourself at least 5 or 10 minutes. Once you feel you have everything out, everything on the paper or in your journal, then you want to narrow the list down to your top 3 to 5. Just go through and really focus on each one. Say it out loud and see if it constricts your energy, if it expands your energy, if you get a yes, if you get a no. Really listen to what you're getting or feel into what you're getting as you say each one out loud, and cross off everything else, everything but those top 3 to 5. When you have them in writing, you can go back and read them whenever you're feeling stuck or feeling like you're getting off track, or when there's a fork in the road and you're just really wondering which path to take. You can go back to those core beliefs, and that will set you straight and get you on the right course again. So this is a really important exercise. It may not seem like much, but as you go back to it when you're making different decisions and read those core beliefs out loud, read the decision, out loud, and watch what your energy does, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, what you're seeing. It'll help you stay on track. The interesting metaphor for honor is your spine. So when you have doubt about your truth, you'll develop subluxation in your vertebrae, and vice versa. If you're having back pain, it's a clue that you are out of integrity about something or off your core beliefs. You're following a path that's taking you off your core beliefs. So when you get your honor back in line, your back will fix itself. The body is just that literal. Louise Hay, I'm sure most of you have probably heard of her. She wrote a great book. It was a long time ago. I'm sure it's still being published, though. It was called Heal Your Body. And in the paperback version, I don't know about the hardcover because I don't have the hardcover, but in the paperback version, the small blue one, there's a chart in the back equating each vertebrae with the associated energetic issue. So I really highly recommend this as a handbook on your path to healing. It's a book that really everyone should have. It gives you an understanding on what is going on in your body and where those issues are coming from. And the energetic components to honor and integrity is held in your chakra system. So the chakras, or those energetic centers, those energetic vortexes, align with your spine and relate to your organs and your glands. So they too can really be affected by your issues of honor and integrity. And it can cause physical manifestations as well. And so that little book, just you can look at what's going on in your body and reference it back to the spine. And then you can reference to which organs that pertains to, which issues it pertains to. Your body is really your best barometer of the health of your soul. This is why it's so important to get quiet and listen to your body. Oftentimes you'll hear people saying, talk to your body. If you have a pain, ask, like, where are you coming from? What is it? What is the lesson? Or what are you bringing up for me? You can talk to your body and then listen, see what you get back. When you're out of integrity with your truth, messages begin to arrive. Subtly or barely noticeable, maybe at first, but then they ramp up and come in stronger if you don't get the message. At first, you may get a little twinge here and there, or a headache that just lasts for a few seconds or a few minutes, an ache that lasts a short time. But as you ignore that and you don't dig deeper to see like what the lesson is or in what way you're out of integrity, the universe will present the lesson to us in a more harsh way. I call it the cosmic 2x4. And so if you don't want to get whacked with a 2x4, pay attention to what's going on. But this will generally involve pain or disease within the physical body. Like when, they're really trying to get the message to you and you've ignored and ignored and ignored, what it is, it's going to increase. It's going to get more serious. But it could show up as a mental or an emotional issue too, not just pain. So you come here with a purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have a path to follow. And each one of us is unique. So each one of us, our path is unique. By finding your truth and living in alignment with it, your path becomes a path of honor, free from pain of distraction. It's a path that leads you to peace. So if your life is always in chaos, you're not on your path. You should be living not that there isn't going to be drama here and there from outside sources or issues at work or issues with the kids or the spouse or whatever. That comes up for all of us. But if you're living in chaos and you're like, my life is just chaos, it's always, there's something off, and you really want to go back to those core beliefs and get back on the right path. And we all have times during our lives when that path will lead us to reinvent ourselves, to completely, really walk away from whether it's our career or a relationship or, plans that we've made and been living by, and everything's just been going along. But you always want to go back to the list to make sure you are staying true to the core of who you truly are, your core beliefs. And be ready to reinvent yourself. All of us, in our lifetimes, really, if we haven't reinvented ourselves, we're probably not on our path, because we don't just, get out of college, take the first job that comes along, stay with that, for 30, 40, 50 years and say like, oh, that's my path. Some people, they may have known from the time they were a little kid, like, I'm going to be a doctor, and they are a doctor, but they still want to look at their core beliefs is the type of doctoring they're doing, whether it's a surgeon or osteopath or, oncologist. They still want to go back to those core beliefs and check in from time to time if they're being sent onto a different path. It isn't that they're not going to be a doctor anymore, but still, is that the type of doctor you're still meant to be? So, and I'm just using doctor as an example. It could be any career and everything. You always want to keep checking in and not just keep doing what you've always done. You want to check and make sure that's still in alignment for you, and be willing to, change course or reinvent yourself. All of us need healing. Some we can do ourselves, some we may need assistance with. I hope that this chat gave you some answers, but also gave you some questions, really questioning like what's going on with you? Why is this happening, or why is that happening? And just go back to this, listen to it over again, and get some clues. Be a little detective, uncover what's going on for you. I'm also doing a free webinar on Thursday called Am I a Healer? To join me, you can register at spiritledhealinginstitute.com/webinar. So SPIRITLED healinginstitute.com/webinar. I hope you'll join me for that. I think you'll find it fascinating and learn a lot there too. Thank you for joining me today. Be blessed. Until next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me on the Awakened Healer podcast. Did you enjoy the show? If yes, please subscribe and give me 5 on a review, that is, on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review or your comments and let me know what you loved or would love to learn about on future shows. We all need encouragement, including me. Find out more information on my website at spiritledhealinginstitute.com. Be blessed, and remember, if you're good with you and good with God, you're good.